I wanna get sunburn.
You guys can use both sides of the stairs.
Ini nggak bakal tenggelam kan kapalnya ya?
Enggak. Oke guys.
Pinggir.
Guys, nggak ada mbak. Ini wajib untuk datang guys. Oke, di sini aja. Sini aja lah.
Kecil aja.
Downstairs there is a concession, and on either side of it there is bathrooms for your convenience. So driving us through the beautiful Thousand Islands today is Captain Gene. Downstairs in concession you will find Captain Molly and Bree. And they will be selling
Mas, bisa ke situ mas. Dari sana. Pasti ada mau foto-foto.
So come on our left. This first island is known as Casino Island. At one point there was a casino on it, but the wives got sick of their husbands spending all their money at it. Then they got together, they put a plan together to go burn it down. Including the area's first player piano. If you look at the unusual stone seawall, you will see lions, dragons, and gargoyles, and all their mouths and
Ini
eyes
daerahnya
are
daerah
red.
orang kaya semua guys.
This was to ward off the evil spirits coming in from Canada. Those aren't the spirits that we know of, like ghosts. It was actually the alcohol spirits.
Ini daerahnya pulau-pulau orang-orang kaya guys.
But contradicting that story, those key
Mereka beli
lantern
pulau-pulau
holes
ini.
on the back of the seawall. At one point there would be a signal pattern, and that would indicate that it was safe to bring the
Banyak juga
alcohol
yang
over from
mereka
Canada.
bakar rumahnya dulu waktu zaman depresi. Karena mereka mau ngarapin biar dapat uang penggantian.
West span of the Thousand Islands Bridge system that connects mainland U.S. to Wellesley Island. And Wellesley Island is to our left, and it is home to the region's Border Patrol and Coast Guard agency. And it is actually the only island with its own fire station. To our left is Hopewell Hall. This was a wedding present to the last surviving grandchild of George Bolt, Miss Clover Bolt Baird. And in 2021, it did sell for $3.7 million. Original structure. However, the boathouse and pump house here at the end of the island are and that large
Bagus kan,
building
guys?
on
Kalian harus
Pemandangan
datang.
in the back, that is known as
Kalau
Swiss
ke
Chalet. Swiss Chalet
dari
is where
Niagara Falls
George
habis
Bolton
itu
housed
kalian harus
his
datang ke
Swiss
sini
engineers and
untuk
architects
lihat
that
tempat-tempat
were in
orang kaya
charge
zaman
of
dulu.
building the
Bagus.
castle.
Buat main airnya juga keren, guys.
We are now approaching the highlight of any tour here in the Thousand Islands. That's going to be Bolt Castle on Hart Island. George Bolt purchased this island in the intent of making this castle for his wife Louise. He just wanted to show her how much he appreciated everything she did for him. And George showing his affection this way so much that he purchased this little island to our left called Just Room Enough. He purchased that for his second true love, his mother-in-law. Who said it could house 25 families of 4 comfortably. And this next section is the Italian Gardens. And it holds over 60 weddings. His son went into the hotel industry. He worked his way up from a dishwasher to a hotel manager. But he got sick in New York City, so he moved to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That is where he met his boss's wife, Louise. And he fell in love. Now, he impressed Louise's parents and his business partners so much that they gave him 4 hotels that he combined into 2. The Waldorf Astoria and the Bellevue Stratford. And after being very successful, he purchased Hart Island from Congressman E.K. Hart. He changed the name spelling from H-A-R-T to H-E-A-R-T. And he blasted away portions of the island to represent a Valentine's Day heart from an aerial view. Now just 1 month and 1 week from the castle's completion,
I'm going downstairs.
Oke. Kita mau ke bawah, guys.
Who's gonna take our seat?
Oh, it's okay. Udah, depan aja, depan. Keren, guys, lagi pergi, guys.
Yang mana ini?
Ya.
So during the signing of the Treaty of
Ini kita belok.
and the War of 1812, the U.S. government and the Canadian government got together to divide the islands. And they did this equally by landmass.
Ini udah kita udah masuk Kanada.
Are Canadian, the other 1/3 are American.
Guys, ini Canadian side, guys. Ini kita udah masuk Canadian side. Tapi karena mereka udah ada kerjasama, jadi nggak ada pemeriksaan untuk paspor. Nggak perlu pakai paspor ke Kanada, karena ini perairan juga. Jadi ini di side sini sudah Kanada, guys. Kalau kita ke belakang sana itu side-nya Amerika.
So we are right now entering the part of the St. Lawrence River known as the Canadian Palisades. It is can range from 150 feet to 250 feet deep. Back during the Ice Age, this was all gouged out by glaciers. And then when it melted, it filled in, and all the islands you see here today are the tips of the highest mountains. So right now I will be taking a longer break. I will be walking around the boat to answer any questions you may have.
Dalam.
And I'll pick up back on the tour when we get a little bit closer to the fifth and final stand of the Thousand Island Bridge system.
Oh, we're gonna go under. Right ahead of us is the Thousand Island Sky Deck. That sits 380 feet above the St. Lawrence. It's no longer in commission today. But it was said when you went up there on a clear day, you could see from Cape Vincent to Ogdensburg. So, I'm going to go over one question real quick that I get asked a lot. That is there actually 1,000 islands in the region? So we're going to play a little game by a raise of hands. How many of you think there's less than 1,000? How about exactly 1,000? More than 1,000? How many of you just don't care? There is actually 1,864. And coming up on our left, you are going to see the smallest one, and that is going to be Tom Thumb. Now that little sign you see on Tom Thumb with the number 15 in it, that is just stating the speed limit for the area. Now that speed limit is set for boats 40 feet or over, like the one you are on today. And fines for speeding can be up to $1,000 per mile per hour over you are. Islands do use gas or diesel power generators. Others have hydroelectric water cables that run underneath the same lawns. However, it is very expensive to have these installed. It is about $100 per foot, and then you have to hire divers to go down there and install them. Another one would be a blind fiddler. He would set him at the end of Ash Island on a blanket. When they would get to this point in the tour, Captain Visker would stop, and Chauncey would play his fiddler for them. And they would throw him coins to the blanket, and for many years that is how he made his living. If you look to your left, you will see a red and white channel marker. That is just used as a navigational tool for all the boaters. And there is some green ones. So the 3 R's for the rules of navigation are red, right, returning. So keep the red on your right when you're returning from sea. Likewise, keep the green on your right when you're going to sea. Green, right, going. Now to your right is going to be Denau National Park, only accessible by boat. And then on your left will be Ivy Leaves Woodland.
Kita duduk di situ sama anak-anak. Yang mana? Yang sana. Yang mana anak-anak?